that we are ready for our first game of the Spooky Block, and you will get that last stand incentive. Here is Left 4 Dead 2 with Waifu.
Whew. Okay, hey. What's up, everyone? I am Waifu. I'm going to be running Left 4 Dead 2, main campaign solo, any difficulty. This is a crazy run. You're going to want to pay close attention. There's a lot going on. I'm joined by my friends Vash TSB, Eurus, and Cosmic. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Vash TSB. This is the worst decision Waifu has ever made. With our powers combined, this is Hairlines Done Quick. Pleasure to be here.
My name is DE Cosmic, and yeah, I'm just here to support the homie.
It's true.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eurus, and I'm the nerdy technical stuff for informational Left 4 Dead 2.
I was going to say that, yeah, the God Gamer here.
Yeah,
Eurus.
okay. So I believe that we have Coach as our character. Is that right? I think so.
I hope. I want it to be Coach.
Yes.
I believe it is Coach.
Let me take a look here. Let me do one last refresh just to make sure. And overwhelmingly, Coach is the selection with $1,172.
Awesome. All right. So the time will start when I gain control. And I'm going to just focus on some nice movement here. If one of you guys wants to explain like just the basics of the run, what the heck I'm doing, jumping around and all that stuff, try to get some good hops.
Okay, so basically the main movement mechanic that Waifu is going to be using throughout this run is called bunny hopping. Essentially in this game, if you hold W the entire time you're moving forward and jumping, you have a maximum momentum speed. But if you don't hold W and you just kind of jump to the left and right, you can indefinitely gain speed. So a lot of the movement that you're going to be seeing is this hopping. You're going to also hear a lot of space bars, so strap in for that. It's ASMR. We're out here. So somebody that understands a little bit better, I'm going to drop off now, you know. So.
Oh, the math behind that I'm not too familiar with. Eurus, would you happen to be able to catch us up on how you just gain speed like that?
So yeah, basically you gain speed through strafing. So going left and right like that gains speed over some time, like slowly, but still. And with B-hopping, so perfect jump timings, you can keep that speed and build up over time.
So with all this speed that we're gaining, we're able to move pretty much through these levels very quickly. We're outpacing our AI companions substantially, which is why there's none here. They would just slow us down. This isn't how the run would work under co-op circumstances, but stuff like that your AI companions can't do. And if they would, it would be kind of busted. So instead, we just prefer to conk them out of the game completely. That's why Waifu gunned the whole crew down at the start there. So that he can get through these levels very quickly. As we'll see, that's going to open him up to a couple of dangerous situations with some of the special infected or the unique zombies that we'll see throughout the run. But that's what you just saw is pretty much a micro version of what the run should look like, moving through the levels with as much time spent in the air as possible and as little time. Look at this guy. I noticed the collateral there. I got the camera. But the important thing that's about the version of the game that Waifu is running this on, this is not the current patch. This is I believe the release version, 2.00. This is the one that came out, and it enables us to do a few things. First off, I don't remember when bunny hopping was patched out, if it ever was, but
still is. They're good.
Yeah. So stuff like being able to swap the difficulties. That's another thing that's unique about this version of the speedrun is Waifu has bindings on his keyboard. That scared the hell out of me. Has bindings on his keyboard that lets him swap between the highest difficulty and the easiest difficulty.
This game is great. Okay, so let me explain basically. So basically, since we're playing alone, the game is balanced for multiplayer, obviously.
Yeah.
That means that charters, smokers, jockeys, hunters, they all incapacitate you as soon as they grab you. So if you're playing a solo and you don't have any bots and you get grabbed, you just die. And that makes it really tense. So
Yeah,
we're going to be really hoping that we hit really good hops and try to outpace them.
And this is kind of what's like unique about a lot of runs of Left 4 Dead 2 is that there's so much RNG like this where you can just kind of, you know, get your pace swept out from under you. It makes a lot of these runs really unique. So it's sort of like a horseshoe type theory on RNG, where a lot of people would think that, you know, running a game with less RNG is really fun, and it is because it's mostly on you as far as execution. However, when there's so much RNG, it kind of just wraps back around to being really fun again because you know, it's just a unique experience every time, and you have to adapt to each map that you get that time around.
Another thing that's really cool about playing on easy is that the game, like you just saw right there, it can still blow up in your face. Like, it being easy doesn't mean it's a guaranteed win, but it does mean that some encounters are preferable. Something that would do a lot of damage without incapacitating you, like a spitter, or even in some cases a tank, isn't like the end of the world depending on where you encounter those special infected. Hunters, jockeys, and smokers, for example, though, the Waifu's got to be on point, like you saw, and that jockey, that's one up for the manlets right there, Waifu. That's unfortunate for you, buddy.
Basically, easy difficulty is for normal, common infected, and tanks. Because the tanks on expert can just instantly kill you, which is not good.
And right now, Waifu just activated what's known as a crescendo event. Part of the game's fun is these little set-piece segments where they force a lot of zombie spawns onto you, they force special infected at you to try and keep you from these safe rooms. There are going to be a couple of instances, especially one coming up here in a little bit, where we try to maneuver around those crescendo events so we don't run the risk of getting overwhelmed with common infected, which can then open us up to special infected, which can instantly kill us. We don't want that. We want to move around as freely as possible, so we'll keep those instances to a minimum where we can.
Yeah, and you saw that I was shooting them a little bit extra on the ground there. That's because the reason that the bots need to die because they're slow is that if you go to like a panic event or a crescendo or even a safe room door and not everyone is with you, the game won't progress. So like, let's say I didn't kill the bots and I just like left and said peace and just b-hop my way to glory, I would end up waiting at the safe room for them to catch up, which can lose like literally whole minutes on every single map. Yeah. And the better you get at the movement in the game, the more you have to shoot them, because they're not going to consistently bleed out all the way on every single map, because some maps are very short.
Yeah, basically it takes like about 2 minutes to bot to bleed out completely, if it wasn't damaged enough, and usually levels last like 1 minute 30 seconds or even less.
I should also know something about stage selection here as well. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Waifu or Eurus, you do Dark Carnival first in this run first, because these are the only set of stages where you actually need the bots for some of the tricks.
No, it's because
actually
you can kick the bots in the finale. So yeah, this is Coaster Skip. This is a big old crescendo event that's supposed to spawn a whole bunch of commons and make a panic event, but you can do some sick parkour on the outside. And just skip the whole thing, actually.
I'm gonna dap you up when I see you again, Waifu. That was kind of nice. That was first try Fridays.
Clean.
That was kind of really good.
Clean. Yeah.
Please clap.
A little bit.
At home, not us. That'd be kind of
that was actually really smooth.
And no special infected in the safe room. That's a dub.
Yeah. So we haven't really covered what's random. So if you haven't played this game before, everything is random. That's basically all there is to it. Common and special infected spawns are random. Tanks and witch spawns are random. Sometimes even path spawns are random. That hole I just went through there's usually a gate there. It's random that you don't get one. So that's nice. But basically every single run is going to be entirely different because of this. Special infected spawn on a timer. So every it's about 35 seconds into the level, they start spawning. So depending on how fast your movement is, they'll spawn in different locations, but which special spawn are random, and there's a bit of variance between like exactly when they spawn.
Well, but it's nice in that sense of you get sort of, as your movement becomes more consistent and consistently fast, you can start to get a feel for when you can expect certain spawns to happen. Like, as you exit some doorways, depending on your pace, you can expect a special infected of some kind to be there.
Yep. Okay,
now, speaking of movement, oh, he's coming in.
Oh, this is not good.
It does not look good. So this is something else that was, you know what, this is fine. This is what easy mode is for, buddy. This is what happens quite often in Left 4 Dead 2, where you have to wait for some old busted machine to open, and that creates noise. The zombies like noise, so they're coming because they're hearing the dinner bell. Yeah, drop that Adderall, buddy. Good on you.
Also, I need to admit that Waifu was actually really lucky with that tank spawn, because the tank spawn actually prevented the comments
Oh
from
my
spawning.
god!
Oh, I was actually...
No. Oh, he's good. It's easy. Easy game, easy life, buddy.
Actually amazed, because that was a tick perfect.
Oh, he's not out of it yet.
30 FPS, frame perfect charger kill.
They're swarming him left. They're swarming him right. Everyone wants the body pillow. It's unfortunate. Oh,
give me a second. I gotta deal with that.
easy mode, baby.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow,
yes,
the decision making, the adaptation.
This is brutal.
Yeah, this map sucks. This is called Barnes. This happens a lot.
You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Ooh, and we hear the hunter.
No shot, Bucko.
He's
Get out of my
insane.
face. Move.
God gamer waifu, everybody. Oh my word.
Out of my way. I got a safe room to go to, dude.
Dude, doors are so locked right now.
Live in the hot seat with waifu.
Get off me.
My
oh
God.
my god. Yeah, so this is what happens when things go wrong.
This is insane.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
He made it out alive without a death. That's an epic gamer.
oh my god.
You guys were concerned? He had that. Yeah.
That was terrifying.
Never a doubt, dude. Never a doubt in my mind.
Never a doubt. So this is what you were talking about, Cosmic, with trying to remove bots from the game. So we shoot Ellis there because he's cool, and we want to keep Ellis for the rest of the run so that we can keep shooting him. Nick and Rochelle, on the other hand, oh, they failed the vibe check. So what is cool about Dark Carnival, as you said, why it's first, is Left 4 Dead 2 can be played single player, air quotes, but this is actually running on a server because it's a multiplayer game by nature. So these bots can be kicked from the server for the rest of the run, provided that they're in the safe zone when the finale event starts, which just happened. So now,
Yeah, they're gone. Gonzo.
Waifu does not have to use the blicky on Nick and Rochelle for the rest of the game. It's just Ellis getting all of these bullets.
Yeah, and the reason that we don't kick all of the bots is because there are some skips that require bots, and it saves a lot of time later on.
That was the mix-up that I had, okay.
Yeah, and so and technically you can do the campaigns in any order you want, but everyone always does Dark Carnival first because kicking the bots saves a lot of time on every other map. Because where I was having to kill 3 bots, now I only have to kill 1. And that's significantly easier, especially with like a pump shotgun.
Mostly saves time on the parish and dead center, because on the parish you have only a pump shotgun at the beginning, and it takes a lot of time to kill them, because the first map is also long, so you have to kill them completely almost. And on dead center you only have pistols to kill them, and it takes really long time.
So, very quickly, why we're able to sit in the middle of this finale event without getting swarmed? Okay, so Waifu is currently in what is colloquially known as a through the wall, kid? I'm reporting you to Valve. Back ban him immediately. Guys, I want him on my Valorant team. So, in a finale event, this is what's known as a God spot, quote for quote, where zombies and special infected either can't see you or can't reach you. And after a while of not being able to see you or reach you through pathing, they will just despawn. The finale still works in the same way. You have to kill a certain number of waves and a certain number of tanks. But if they can't see you, they just bleep from existence, and the game counts that as kills. Eventually, your escape ride will show up, which you have to get to. Woo! Insane.
Dying on the finale, by the way, loses like 5 minutes, so it's actually the worst thing that can happen in a run.
Hey, for that, buddy, I'm giving you a Subway gift card.
I like the common just chilling on the fence too. You just hang out.
So yeah, but basically, the faster you kill the waves and the tanks, the faster Funlolly progresses. But in solo case, like you can't kill the commons faster than you can do with the Godspot. So that's why using Godspot is the fastest in solo, at least.
Yeah, and Godspots aren't 100% safe, as you can see. Specials can still sometimes get you, and you can also get bad tank spawns where they can see you and you'll have to kill the tank yourself. There's a trick on this map called Coin Toss. I'm definitely not going to go for it, but basically there's two places the helicopter can land. I wouldn't have gotten it anyways because it got over this way, but if it lands on the other side, you can stand right where it's going to land, and as soon as the helicopter spawns in, it immediately teleports you. It saves like 15 seconds, so it's a really cool trick, but the downside is, since you don't get the fade to black that I did just there, if you vote early and you don't get the right side, then your run will be invalid because you never finished Dark Carnival. And if you vote too late, you won't be able to vote because as soon as you enter the vehicle, it takes away your ability to vote. And that's important because if we were to exit to the main menu and then go to the next map, we would get all our bots back. So doing Dark Carnival first wouldn't save any time. But since we used a command to vote to the next map, we only have Ellis. And he's a snitch.
By voting, like, we stay on the same server, so the bots are still kicked from that server. But if we go to menu and we're gonna create a new server, and it's gonna get back the bots, basically.
So what's coming up here is something that's also quite RNG dependent in the tools that you need to pull it off. But basically what we're trying to do is skip one of those segments where we have to wait for something to come to us so that we can progress. This, I don't remember what it's called. Is it knockback canceling or
Infinite Stumble?
Stumble.
Oh yeah, stumble.
Infinite Stumble. Yeah.
Infinite Stumble. So what you're about to see, assuming all goes well, is Coach is about to be walking on sunshine over this lake bed, provided nothing goes wrong. So,
that looks good.
Yeah, by repeatedly weapon switching, you can force yourself to keep repeating that stumble back animation, and your height won't change if you're quick enough. So you can just go from one side to the other. No problem. This is how I get to work. It's
the reason you have to start the event because there's a big invisible wall on the other side of the lake. So if you try to infinite stumble first, then it won't actually it won't let you. You'll hit an invisible wall and then you'll fall in the water and die. As well as because the ferry isn't on the other side yet, the director's not going to spawn anything on this side, so it's totally free to the end of the map. But it's not free because this is one of the great water levels in gaming. Just like Hard Rain, where there's water everywhere. And water has a very awesome property in this game where it slows you down a lot. And it's really hard to accelerate in water. You can negate this if you have perfect bunny hops. And we should talk a little bit more about bunny hops in this game. If you're familiar at all with bunny hops in like Half-Life, then you would be like, why is he using spacebar? That's way harder. This game only runs at 30 ticks a second. So it means it only checks for updates like every 30 times a second. And because of that, and because of the way that the friction works in this game, if you try to b-hop a scroll wheel, the game doesn't detect the inputs fast enough, and it will drop inputs all the time. So because of that, every single spacebar hop is actually a tick-perfect trick, or think 30 FPS frame perfect. So bunny hopping in this game is substantially harder than a lot of other games that have bunny hopping.
Yeah, but basically when you see him b-hopping, like every single time when he does the b-hop is perfect down to 33 milliseconds. And it is probably the hardest skill in this game.
Yeah, before we actually got on here, Cosmic, you likened this to something that's just essential to getting into this game, period. In the same way that you would have a hard time running DMC5 Virgil without sequential judgment cuts. I don't like that sound, B. Where you at?
Either, I don't know.
How are you not freaked by that?
It's okay.
You're not getting an Arizona iced tea if you lose this run. You understand that, right?
No, he's getting a twisted tea instead.
Well, let's focus on easy, actually easy.
Yeah, smokers are the least likely to kill you on easy. If you're playing on like expert though, they just immediately, no warning shot, they just immediately smoke you.
Speaking of warning shots. Ooh. Whoa. There you go. So anyway, bunny hopping is just one of those things that you need to have if you want to be competitive, even at the bottom level of this category remotely. Just something that you need to have and know. And that's what really is separating like any place from being world record, is the quality and consistency of your movement and the rates that you're willing to go to execute some skips over barriers and to deal with the environmental RNG of like where buildings are placed this time and things like that. Waifu mentioned the director a little bit ago, and a lot of that is the game will, sort of similar to how Resident Evil 4 works, if anyone's familiar with that run. It responds.
Oh my god! Okay, I can't.
This guy's insane. So if this game responded to how well you were pathing around the environment and how sick you were doing, the director would be really upset with Waifu, because he's fragging out right now. And what it would respond with is try to make the game harder for him. Likewise, if you're performing poorly, you're getting walled at certain segments, the game will try to help you out, give you some more weapon spawns and usable items and things like that. Consequently, the better you play, the more hazards you'll have to run into. Things like dense waves.
That was nice, that stuff.
Things of that nature. This is your third time.
Dude, they call me tank on every map, Waifu. I swear in practice, too, like every single map you get a tank. It's not guaranteed on like almost any map that you get a tank, but...
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like this. It's just, they just like Waifu.
I just woke up, the game just woke up and chose violence, dude. Yeah, thankfully in this game, unlike Left 4 Dead 1, you can only get one tank spawn per map. In Left 4 Dead 1, you can get more than one tank spawn. So that's fun.
I think you mean tank.
Well, not only to tanks, these tanks can also warp to you if they are far behind. They can just warp ahead of you.
Yeah, thank God we're not playing that one.
So really quickly, please take note of the fact that Ellis was downed with a pistol. He didn't use the whole blicky. He just shot him with the 9 a couple times. There's a purpose behind that. We'll get to it.
We basically want Alice alive for as long as possible.
Yes, but why? You will see. And it's a bit of a glimpse into some of the things you can use and abuse for the co-op version of this run. So right now, there's even more pressure on Waifu to get this finale event started while Ellis is still breathing and talking about his buddy Keith back in the safe room. So I don't know if... Right now what's about to happen is we're going to summon Virgil, not that one. We're going to summon some homie with a boat. Boatman is going to come through clutch and is going to save our lives. But in order to do that, we got to break the laws of physics.
So basically, if you ever get stuck and you're physically incapable of moving, as I am right now, then after 10 seconds, the game is like, oh, well, they're going to soft lock, so I'm going to teleport them to a teammate. In this case, Ellis is down in the safe room.
You really, wow. I respect
10
it.
seconds.
Unfortunately, my
to the biggest god spot in this game, probably.
Yeah, so we teleport outside. Yeah, we teleport outside the finale. So since we are no longer in it, the director, like earlier, is not built to deal with this. It's his beyond its pay grade. So it kind of just spawns stuff, and it works like a normal god spot, except the entirety of the outside of the finale is one big god spot. So I could just chill here for a bit and look for an adrenaline, which we got, and we're just going to chill out until the last tank spawns, and then we're going to run to the finale. And this would be a perfect time for donations.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, I've got plenty of them. We have a $20 donation from Avu Camu, who says, "Hey, Waifu, thanks for putting a smile on my face during the pandemic and countless others as well. Run faster, bunny hop even faster, and don't forget to sign an autograph for Cosmic. That's my little brother, man. He's 36 years old. We waited in the blistering cold for you for hours, for 4 hours, and you just said no. Good luck."
I love you, Camu.
We have
True, yeah.
We got a $5 donation from Radish who says, "Much love, waifu. Glad to see you on GDQ. Good luck on the run." We have a $10 donation from Vivian Flowers who says, "Waifu showing us that the best way to survive a zombie apocalypse is a shotgun and a pogo stick." We have a $50 donation from Specta who says, "Waifu is correct. Ellis is easily the best."
That's why we left him alive, dude.
That's pretty. Hey, dap you up for that one.
Work.
You can get like 2 more.
Sure. We have a $50 donation from ZDep who says, "I wish to attend GDQ someday, but I'll gladly stay at home watching my homie waifu run my all-time favorite game. Let's beat cancer." And we have a $25 anonymous donation that says, "The bars map is what carrying a PlayStation 5 out of Black Friday looks like. Best of luck on the Left 4 Dead run. Can't wait for the Silent Hill run."
Ooh.
Grab and puke.
Pause, champ.
Oh! Baba boo.
Oh.
Gotta go. Sorry, homie. No
I
charging
don't know
today,
about
please.
that. Oh, if this goes... Okay, we're safe. We're Gucci.
We're good.
All right.
In the clear.
And on to Dead Center.
Yeah, Dead Center is a really cool map. One of the bigger time saves from kicking the bots is that on Dead Center you only start with pistols. And so downing 3 bots with only pistols, especially on this map because there is an elevator that we're going to have to activate, and we need the bots to be totally dead when we get there. Usually it takes you about a minute or so to get there, but we're just going to yeet ourselves out of this skyscraper and strafe back in a second here. And
now's a great time to ask a question to anybody who's actually done this stuff professionally. I've tried to be quick, like I'm sure many people watching this have. And Left 4 Dead 2 do be doing that thing where it puts you on a ledge, incapacitating you if you try to jump off of certain surfaces but not others. Why?
It basically is just because if you have teammates alive, then that'll happen. If you jump and then hold space bar, you can still fall off the edge. But if you have teammates alive, it'll do that. It doesn't do that when you don't, because then you would just be hanging and you wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Now, normally, there's fire here. Where's all the fire? Well,
This run.
by wedging Coach's massive body, raw muscle, into the elevator door, it doesn't close all the way, letting him use what's actually the Versus route, like the Versus door, down onto the first floor. You don't hit the button to open the elevator. You don't spawn the fire. You don't get the crescendo event where all the regular zombies come for nibbles. You don't just laser beam my homie down.
I should have messed up. It's all good.
That's kind of rough, buddy.
So it's really important that on Dead Center we have an adrenaline for the finale, because the finale is going to have gas cans, and gas cans you can pour twice as fast with adrenaline, and that's going to make it way safer. So I actually got this adrenaline, and I'm just going to save it the whole campaign, actually, just in case unless I really, really need to use it for some reason. And we got a boomer bile as well, which is like the best thing that you can hope for. Is that fire gonna spread? No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, wait. Is the tank gonna come to the rescue?
No, if you get grabbed by a special, there's pretty much no way out of it. If they catch on fire, they will burn to death. But whether or not they burn to death before you do it depends on how much damage you did. That's not too bad. It's not a terrible death.
Yeah, it's pretty early there.
Tanks can knock specials off of you, but they won't actively do it. They will just kind of stand there and watch them kill you. Unless you are like literally right next to them, and sometimes that does happen and you will get saved, but it's really rare.
Well, what's important in that instance is that you got to hang on to your boomer bile and your adrenaline, and ideally there won't be a tank spawn ahead because you just ran past a witch. So something that I didn't know actually is that witches and tanks sort of occupy the same space for their special spawns. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, they are basically both infected, like witch and a tank.
What
So
do you
they
mean?
like share.
Bruh.
Judge?
Oh.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Oh
about
my
it.
god,
I am so
get
Cookie's
dodged,
insane.
dude. No,
That was
shot. Get out of my face. I gotta go. I gotta speedrun to do. No! Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's right. Oh, we got him down. We got him down.
But yeah, basically witches and tanks occupy the same space, so you won't see them spawn on top of each other. So if you get a witch, you're like, okay, well, there's not going to be a tank right here, and vice versa.
So what happened there? Was that just supposed to be two separate boss spots?
Well, they were far enough apart from each other that it was fine. There's like quite a few different spawning locations for tanks and witches across the map, and they just happen to be just far apart from each other.
Where it's like
I
five
think
jumps.
witch can basically spawn on every possible nav on the map. Like
Finally, something
have
that
more
makes
spawns
sense to
than
me.
actually tanks.
Man and his snacks. We'll hook you up.
So right now we have a fairly dangerous crescendo event. We have a lone survivor holed up in an apartment building above a gun store, but my man's forgot his Coke, and he needs us to go get him a six-pack from the local store. The problem is it sees us as robbers, so it's sending the boys after us. The boomer bile, why Waifu used that instead of a pipe bomb, is the pipe bomb blows up after a while. And after that, there's no more beeping. It's not attracting the hordes. The boomer bile, on the other hand, the zombies just love that stuff. They'll eat it up for like a minute and a half.
Oh yeah, it's a long time, and boomer biles are like objectively the best throwable for stuff like this. Pipe bombs are the worst. Pipe bombs can actually get you killed. I lost a run the other day because I got stuck, and so I used a pipe bomb to free myself. But since pipe bombs kill the enemies that are attracted to it, all the common infected on the map died. And so you know what happens when they die? They spawn again in front of you. So I literally got unstuck, and then everyone respawned in front of me, and I got stuck again.
That's kind of what happened at Dark Carnival with that great line.
Yeah, basically, you won't believe me, but there can only be 30 common infected on the map at once. It really doesn't feel like it, but they just spawn in like immediately as the other one dies. So in an event like that Carnival map, they just keep immediately respawning at the end of the hallway and then dying and sending more and more and more, basically infinitely. So you actually want to keep as many commons alive as possible, ideally, but just keep them really far behind you.
Well, and Eurus actually brought up something interesting where you can run away from some problems, but special infected, sort of in the same way that they'll work in versus mode, where if you get far enough away from them, you get the opportunity to respawn closer to the player. The same thing can happen for special infected. So if you see a boomer like 80 clicks back and he can't reach you and you don't need your full strength to run away from him, eventually he's going to spawn in front of you and you're going to have to deal with him. So there's some cases where it's better to face your problems than to constantly run away from them. Twitch chat, remember that.
Basically mostly for specials. Also basically the limits are 30 for commons and 2 special infected. So there can only be 2 special infected in the map at the same time. At least for the easy.
This is one of the scarier maps. This map has a really rare thing where 2 of the same common can spawn. So I've definitely, earlier today I had a run where I got a witch in that hallway and 2 chargers. It was literally impossible to dodge. They both charged me at the same time. So like,
they were protecting
that's
her, dude.
one of the only spots in the game on this map where you can get 2 of the same. Otherwise, they're restricted to not being the same.
That's
it can
good.
also
That's so
happen on barns occasionally. It usually happens when the event is started and Mole, basically this whole third map of the center behaves like a big event.
Somebody else can have
For some reason, they programmed it that way.
So here is one of the more traditional RNG sections. Usually when you think of RNG in video games, you think like puzzle solutions, stuff like that. Here we have gas can RNG. There's plenty of different places that gas cans can spawn. This is actually a really good assortment. I'm gonna have to go to the third floor, which is bad, but ideally you get all right here. And since we're playing on single player, we only need to collect 8 cans. And because I downed Ellis in the safe room and then left him there, the event's actually not going to start. There's this thing right here. It's going to turn into a button that I need to press to start the finale.
I got it.
And I can't just pour the cans without starting the finale because the cans actually won't count until the finale is started. But I have free reign. There's going to be no commons or tanks or anything during this finale, but we do still get specials. So I got to be careful about that.
Oh, look at that man right there. Whoa.
Oh, I shot the gas cans.
Oh,
That's okay.
That's very unlikely.
They will respawn, but
Cosmic, you see the arms on that guy?
I saw the
arm.
single arm, but
Who's he tier 3 subbing to, you think?
I'm just gonna wait for the gas cans to
Waifu.
respawn because I actually shot them.
That's pretty true. I'm tier 3 into waifu, I'm just saying.
Also, yeah, because you can actually press the information board to start the finale. It's the game that's trying to prevent the soft lock on the finale.
This one.
So you can just press it and start the finale yourself.
I got one.
Another thing that I really like about this is you're not like, are you actually throwing the cans and then meleeing them, or are you just dropping them and, and bashing them?
You throw them normally, and then you can melee them afterwards. Also, Cyberpunk warning.
I also should say, like, this is one of those instances here. You see this sort of dizzying motion. I always ask Waifu how he manages to just not, like, hurt his eyes looking at this. And he always tells me he just doesn't really look at the screen. He just kind of just does the inputs and just
Also, I
rolls with
messed
it.
up pretty bad here.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
let's
my
see.
man's
Yeah, there's one there. Oh,
This is what we like to call not good.
Sorry, a pro gamer WaifuRuns has this whole situation under control. Don't even stress about it.
Yo, my favorite YouTuber, WaifuRuns.
The very same. And he's not even going to be stressed about the fact that Spitter Goo somehow ignites cans.
It does not on single player, actually.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
This run is sick.
Like, it doesn't work in campaign mode. It
Oh, God.
only works on versus.
I hear a charger.
So yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
Ooh, but that health bar is draining fast.
Dude, I can't reach the cans through your crotch. Please move.
This guy's got a tough situation coming at him. He's staying resilient. He's staying strong. He's trained his whole life for
melee
this.
weapon might be useful.
Yeah.
Oh, he's greeting
This
out.
is so.
He's he got
Oh
it.
my goodness, dude.
Gaming
Yeah.
golem.
It is a little scuffed, but it's okay. That was scary.
Is it
So this
Tuesday?
is Parish.
I didn't realize it was First Try Friday. I'm sorry.
This is Parish. Parish is really hard. The level design in Parish makes it so that specials will never not be dangerous. And we're gonna do a little bit of a common boost here, hopefully. A common boost basically is where you jump off of a common infected while they are climbing, and if you time it right and you get lucky, then it'll add the velocity of the climb to your jump, and this will yeet you into the air. And we can skip most of the map here if this game will cooperate, which with this run it probably won't, but we'll see.
Fingers crossed, everybody. Oh. Now, Coach is a big dude. If he lands on you, it's not going to end pretty.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Needs to be a little Mario sound effect there.
Yeah, the Goomba stomp, dude.
Yeah, get that
Yeah, so
Goomba stomp,
jumping
buddy.
on jumping on
Mario
commons
stomp.
actually instantly kills them on every difficulty, actually.
And that's
Damn.
Well, not instantly, but they like it
Yeah.
deals a lot of damage like instantly. You sometimes can have a survivor zombie that has a lot of health, and you can just stand on him for like 5 seconds, and he will still not die.
Nice. Okay, so here there's gonna be, this is like the hardest map in the run. So I'm just gonna concentrate. This would be a great time for donations, actually. I'm just gonna try to get this going.
Well, if it's donations you want, we've got a good bit of them. How about just another guy with a $500 donation?
Oh, nice.
Just another guy says, had to donate for that amazing escape from Carnival. Keep it up and loving all the runs. We have a $10 donation from Dexter92283 who says $10 for a Subway gift card for Waifu. He earned it. We have a $100 donation from Wolfadex who says, for my wife who had a horrible December and loves Left 4 Dead 2, here's to a terrific 2021 and the Left 4 Dead 2 Last Stand.
Want to hear? You want to explain the defense skip?
Yeah. So basically, we really needed a pipe bomb, which is good because we got one in the safe room. And I'm going to attempt to skip this finale by doing firstly a crouch hop, which is just a regular bunny hop by crouching. And it's hopefully going to give me enough height, nice, to get on top of this file cabinet. That's really scary. You only have like 2 or 3 shots to do that. Otherwise, the commons are just going to hoard you. And then here we're going to use the pipe bomb to set up a common boost to go over the fence and skip the crescendo. It's kind of scary with a pipe bomb because it doesn't last very long, but...
He's insane.
Very nice. Yes.
No.
No shot. Bucko, I gotta go.
Oh my god, dude, he's insane.
Oh wow.
Dude, I
Killing
thought
that common doing yapping.
Yeah, that's like the scariest map in the run, to be honest. There's so much that can go wrong there. You're not guaranteed a throwable at all. So sometimes you'll have to like run by it and hope the commons stand next to it and stuff. It's just super scuffed. I'm glad that went well. There was a bunch of adrenaline, but I didn't use any because I'm saving it for the water on this map.
Don't be modest, Waifu. You didn't need it.
I didn't need it, but
He's got enough adrenaline going already, man. He doesn't need any end game. Yeah.
He's juicing right now.
Man, I hope Optic is watching this. My man is about to get all the esports money.
Oh, that was high common.
Yeah, Waifu had mentioned that common boosts had a degree of luck to them. In what way? I don't really see people like just not get a common boost when they time it properly, or is it just like how much velocity they impart? Not really clear on that.
Well, it's basically the way how they climb. They are like different types of climbing, and like depending on what climbing you got the. For example, this one, like this was a pretty bad climb from a common. Waifu got a pretty low common boost. Fortunately, you don't need a very high one.
oh my god, you're actually joking.
Oh.
This is probably the worst spot in the whole game to get a tank, by the way. Because tanks, if they hit cars into you, it instantly kills you.
It's kind of brutal.
Unless you're on the last map of the parish.
Yeah, there's an exception on the last map of the parish.
Yeah, he
Then
hit
it
you with
deals
that versus
50 damage.
special. Yeah,
So
gotcha.
here is RNG. There is a bunch of different pathways that can spawn on this graveyard. Looks like we got good RNG, actually.
And Waifu got a good one, the best one actually.
Best RNG, Fog.
Like you said before the run, bless up.
Would you mind if I jumped in real
Go
quick with
for
a pretty big donation here?
Please do, Enigma.
We have Torque Stomp, who just donated $5,000.
Let's
my
go.
There was
That's
no
amazing.
message with this donation, but believe me, Torque Stomp, no problem. Thank you very much for the $5,000.
Yeah, thank you a lot. That's great.
Waifu, do you have any idea how much Subway that is? You're gonna be eating good, buddy.
Dude, okay, so this is the worst map in the run. I feel like I've said it like 6 times, but it is. In my splits, when I run this for PBs, it's called worst split because it is the worst split. It's called quarter, and I'm sure yours could explain why it's so bad.
Oh boy. What happens here? Here's what is wrong with this map? What really happened?
Well,
Thing.
basically this whole map is kind of a maze, and a lot of the times you can kind of cut off this maze by doing common jumps and skips.
Oh, I remember. Right. Look at this gaming golem.
Yeah, you can bunny hop off of commons heads. So the reason that this quarter is so bad is because it's shaped like a zigzag, and since commons and specials can climb over walls, basically means you're not able to outrun them, just straight up. So like, you may think like, oh, that tank is so far away, there's no way that he's gonna see him again. But I guarantee you that he's gonna almost kill me by the time we get to the end of the map. Also,
Good
this
job.
is one of the harder crescendo skips. There's... Oh my god, get away from me. So, there's a couple different ways that you can skip that. That's the infinite stumble way, which is exclusive to this version of the game. But there's quite a few different ways. You can hit some bunny hops across. That's the hardest way. But it's totally random if you get propane tanks there or not. And that's why I have a pipe bomb as well, just in case, so that I can do that strat. But if you miss it, then you can common boost up, or you could try to B-hop across, or even tank boost if you're feeling really frisky. But that's a huge spot where stuff can go really, really bad.
So I've noticed that the world record run for this actually places the parish straight after dead center. How many other runners would you say loses consistently to this map or campaign in particular?
I mean, there's just so much randomness going on. It's really hard to say, but it is personal preference what you do first, and I would not begrudge anyone for putting Parish like right after Dark Carnival, like, because there's so much stuff that could go wrong. It's not a map that has like an insane amount of bunny hopping or anything, but man, like when you lose time on Parish, you lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
But basically, that carnival is kind of a b-hopping map, but the parish is just full RNG almost.
Yeah, and just to put it in perspective, like how important bunny hopping is in this game, I have about 900 hours in it now, just speedrunning, and I've been practicing b-hops the entire time, and some would say my hops are pretty good, but I lose over a whole minute on just Dark Carnival to world record in only b-hops. All the strats are basically the same. Like, that's how much of a huge difference there is, like, with someone who's, like, really, really good at the game at b-hops and someone who's, like, just pretty good.
And this is, you know, one of those segments where you have sort of a straightaway look at what a finale is. This is one of the main choke points for the game casually, especially if you try to go for, like, an expert run through. This is just... It's a long blitz down just a bunch of straight lines, narrow paths. You get a charger on this bridge, you're done. But for a speedrunner, things are much more predictable. It's a bit more comfortable. Would you say this is actually one of the more consistent finales that you have, Waifu? Excluding like,
yeah,
this
finale is actually really easy if you're speedrunning, because...
oh, he wants it.
That's okay. Don't mind me. Just passing by, buddy. So it's actually pretty easy finale because it's just a straightaway with b-hops basically. The map is built in a way that it's not really possible to get like insane hops, so you don't really have to worry about just, you know, failing movement too much. And there is always a tank, but the tank is a bit nerfed. He always spawns in the same spot roughly, and on this map only, if you get hit by a car by the tank, it doesn't instantly kill you. Just a little balancing thing.
Basically, this whole finale is scripted, so that's why it's really easy to speedrun to memorize everything on this map.
Waifu, I heard you be liking water levels, my G.
He does play Devil May Cry, so...
He
Yeah,
does. That's
true.
unfortunate.
Speaking of water levels, I am dumb, so I put another RNG heavy water level at the end of the run. Don't ask me why, I couldn't tell you, but
I can't.
we're on hard rain. And hard rain, you need adrenaline RNG. You need witches to move the heck out of the way. And the gimmick on this map is that you backtrack. So we're going to be looking for adrenaline spawns on the way through the map, and noting them for the way back, because on the way back there's going to be lots of water. And if you notice, the ground a little curvy, a little bumpy. So it's not the easiest to bunny hop on, because you have to adapt to the floor, right? We have some specific lines to make it a bit easier, but try bunny hopping without being able to see the floor, and that's what it's like on the way back with the water.
Another note is that you, unlike the higher difficulties where crowning a witch, basically killing her in one shot or one burst, is much harder. On easy, you can see my man's not, optic level aim here. Put it straight in her back one time, and she just crumbled, folded like an omelet.
Shit was too goddamn close.
I actually wasn't paying attention. Did I get adrenaline in the ambulance? I don't think I did I?
Well, I can't see your inventory, dude.
I'm gonna look.
I don't think I
pretty
did.
sure you didn't. Yeah, you didn't have.
Okay.
You'd
That's
be having
fine.
ibuprofen.
I just need to know there is backup strats. So I got 1 adrenaline in this safe room. You can get up to like 5 or something crazy. 1's pretty lackluster, but it is better than nothing. So we're gonna be using that on the way back.
This way.
On this map, though, we're gonna be doing something really cool. We're gonna be doing a propane drop, hopefully. But we need Hank Hill to bless us with the propane and the accessories first. So can you
Daryl, come on,
stop?
we can
Thank you.
talk
Okay,
about
that's
this.
fine. That's fine.
All
I got pills. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm just really looking out for that, and this would be actually a great time for donations.
All right, well, I got some here. We have a $5 donation from Brian Ado, who says, fellow spacebar B-hop speedrunner here. Winky face. Nice hops, wife.
Can I jump? Thank you.
We have a $10 donation from Chad Thorson, who says, good luck, waifu. We're cheering you on over here. Make sure to B-hop through time, and as always, go fast. We have a $25 donation from Ellis, who says, hey, I need some help over here. We have a one.
Uh-oh. All right, so here's the trick. Hopefully I don't miss it. I'll look really dumb if I do.
Wow.
Gaming golem.
Life is still doing that on 100 LARP.
Yeah, basically what Eurus is talking about there is there's a function in the game called LERP. LERP basically is like, it interpolates the hitboxes and how they're attached to enemies and items and stuff. You can actually manipulate this. It's fully valid in runs. You can change it to whatever you want, basically. I play on default LERP because I don't mess with console commands. My brain is too smooth for that. But basically, as you saw when I shot the propane tank, I was aiming like 3 or 4 feet below it because the hitbox is not lined up at all. So it makes that jump a little bit hard. And if you adjust your LERP, it would make sense. But it's really the only thing in the whole run that actually affects in any serious capacity, except for like jockeys and hunters, because their hitbox distends like super far. Like if you turn hitbox viewer on and watch a hunter, when he pounces, it's about a whole hunter and a half in front of him. That's why you see me melee super early when I'm about to get huntered. And when I melee jockeys, I do this and look straight up because their hitbox is actually about a jockey and a half above them. And which means that if they're above you elevation-wise, it's basically impossible to not get grabbed. Also, there's a tank somewhere, and I'm scared. Hold me. There he is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's enough.
Hey, what a nice guy.
Don't mind me. Just trying to not die. This would also be a great time for donations. Yeah,
Yes,
you
we
went a
are
little
good.
robot
We
last
can,
time, but
yeah.
you're good to go.
Making sure you guys can hear me, right? Okay, yeah, I think I had a little internet hiccup there. Sorry about that. We have a $25 donation from Girl Amazon who says, met my husband in Left 4 Dead 2. Let's see Last Stand. And we will afterwards. Thank you. We have a $10 donation from Lulu who says, so excited you're running this game. Was obsessed with the Left 4 Dead franchise in middle school. Thank you, Lulu.
Anyone out there?
We have a $25 donation from Kara Corgi who says, I'm so happy to be sharing my birthday with AGDQ this year. I am also so thankful to be able to donate to such a good cause and not let this incentive be Left 4 Dead. Okay. We have a $50 donation from Issa who says, here's to a great Left 4 Dead 2 run. Hopefully the jockey does not ruin it. And we have a $50 donation from Abraxas who says, Waifu for Laifu. I had to donate during Waifu's run. I always love watching Waifu streams, and GDQ is one of my favorite events. Thanks for running such a brilliant game, and thanks for raising money for an exceptional cause. Donation goes to Runner's
Choice. Everybody. That's really cool. So now we're going to use our one measly adrenaline that we got to run across the whole ocean here. Thankfully, there are some backup strats. You get to do some rooftop parkour and stuff. But it does make this run a bit more volatile. You get like a really bad tank spawn, then things just are really, really bad. You're having a bad time. But we're almost done. This is actually the last campaign, and all we have left is the finale. We're going to watch Coach take a nice little bath in the finale, and then just be good to go for Last Dance. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, ideally on this map you would like to have 3 adrenalines.
Okay, we're fine. Manly scream.
So yeah, you wouldn't have to jump on the fences and the houses. You could just walk through the water with adrenaline.
Chargers running you down isn't actually that scary. Like, of course you don't want to be caught in a straight line, but they're much more easily sidestepped than you may believe. It's why some cases Waifu, even in his practice runs, will be willing to just stare one straight on as long as he has enough wiggle room to get out of the way once the charge starts. Because once it starts, the charger's committed.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll like try to bait a charge and then walk out of the way because it's easier that way.
Charger has also kind of a prediction, so if you're moving in a certain direction, the charger is gonna try to predict your movement and charge towards that direction, so you can easily bait him.
So for this finale, I need to make sure that I don't kill Ellis too much, because there's actually a closet or a spot where Ellis will respawn immediately as I start the horde if he's completely dead. So we want him to bleed out after I start. Oh, I choked it. That's okay.
That's all right.
So this is the god spot that I use here. It's really scary because exactly that can happen. And of course, because I'm the smartest person in the room, obviously I definitely put it at the very end of the run so that you can do the whole run, get rid of all of the RNG, and then choke by falling off the platform. Like I just did, which I've definitely done on PvPace before. But yeah, thankfully it's not huge if you fall off the edge like that. Mostly you just feel dumb, you know?
Okay, Waifu, we still love you.
Appreciate you. There it is.
There it is. All right, everybody, let's just strap on in here for the next
couple minutes here.
Yeah, a couple minutes. Grab a drink, grab a snack,
get comfy for Last Stand. This is a great time for
sponsoring this event. Red Bull Gaming.
So we had donation time, huh?
Yeah,
I would say.
All right. We have a $50 donation from Groovy Chainsaws, who says, I'm a biologist at the National Cancer Institute. I wanted to donate during Horror Block because some of my favorite spooky games are being run this year. Making this donation in honor of my grandmother, who just passed from cancer after Christmas. Thank you, Groovy Chainsaw. Sorry for your loss. Let's see here. We have a $25 donation from Sawyer, a.k.a. Casual Speedrun, who says, not even jury duty can stop me from watching Waifu run Left 4 left for COVID. Good luck to you, Waifu, and to all the runners at GDQ. Keep the donations coming, folks. And with that being said, just let me remind you of that. We are now less than $30,000 away from 500,000. So keep your donations coming in. We are so close to $500,000 already.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, this, I really love this run. It's my favorite speed run. If like anyone doesn't know me, I speed run a lot of games. I know like 15 or 16 now. It's a lot of the Resident Evil series, a lot of the Devil May Cry and stuff, but I haven't really found any game that I like to speedrun as much as I do this game. There's just something about like how random it is and just how difficult it is that just makes it really fun, and I could just like basically do it forever. And a lot of that is due to the community is like really awesome. Definitely helped me out a lot, and there's so much to do in this game that I feel like I could basically speedrun it forever. There's 14 campaigns that all have individual level speedruns. This is just main campaigns, which is only 5 of those 14. There's also all campaigns, which does all of them in a row, which is what I'm going to be grinding mostly after this marathon probably. And it's just really cool to finally see solo be at an event, because co-op has been the primary one. And so like I appreciate it a lot. And this is going to be time, right?
This run looks like a sub 1 hour.
Is it really? Oh my god, that's time.
I think it is 1 hour, man.
Well, let's go, Waifu.
Wow. Okay.
Congratulations,
stuff,
man. In memory
Thanks,
of Ellis. You right.
07, dude. Rip Ellis.
Nothing but.
Whew. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was awesome. I guess I'll set up for Last Stand then. Need to switch versions real fast. Wow. Switch versions real fast.
Me brain no worky for a second. It didn't occur to me that I needed to change versions.
Yeah, the version we were playing on was released in 2009. So,
yeah, what did Last Stand, when did that come out? Like, what, 2 weeks ago?
No, like 2 months ago. Or, yeah, like 2 months ago.
It feels like it anyway.
It does.
I think it was released in September, so it actually might be 4 or 3 months.
Wow, crazy. Yeah, so just whenever you guys are ready, just let me know. I can. Perfect. All right, cool. Time starts when I game control, just like last time. And let's go. So Last Stand, if you guys don't know, it's a community-made map that was officially added to the game a couple months ago with the help of Valve devs. But mostly the work, the map, all the nav meshing, all the new stuff was done by the modding community and like the active players, which is really, really cool. And it's cool to see that a company like Valve is still supporting a game this old and doing stuff with the community like this. And they even had some speedrunners like Eurus come and help QA test some stuff. So there's a secret room in this map that I won't be able to show off because it takes way too long to open, but Eurus' name is actually on that, and a bunch of runners in this game's name are actually on that, which is really, really cool.
I hate to interrupt you, dude, but we do need a feed.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I mean, I
forgot
would like to
that message.
commentate this blind
Yeah,
just
so
for the sheer surprise
hate
factor,
to
but
not see it.
Should be good to go now?
Yeah.
yep, good to go.
Good to go. Cool, cool.
Hunter!
So Last Stand is really short. It's only 2 maps long, but it is by far the hardest campaign in the game. Where you're playing at any difficulty, so you would think normally like you play an expert, right? Kill the bots and then go up. Well, actually, the bots on this map are a little bit useful because the nav meshing, or what controls the AI for the common and special infected, is way better on this map than it is in the actual maps made by Valve. And so the consequence of this is that the commons are super fast and they get to you immediately, and so do the specials. So it feels like there might even be more than the maximum cap of specials, but there's not. It's just that they move so much faster. because they take more optimal paths to you. And maybe someone wants to explain like what is going on right now on this map in particular.
So,
you know.
well, the basic theory is that Bill is trying to get the crew onto a boat because they want to be getting them to an island. Is that correct? Is that am I in the current patch? I full time, buddy. Good. Oh, I wasn't stressed about it. It's a lot safer since you have AI companions.
Yeah.
So we have to get to the pier where said boat is so we can get to said island. The thing that's interesting about this crescendo event is it has a series of generators that you need to fill with gas. This happens a couple of times throughout the main campaign, but they're spread all throughout this arena in a grid. And just as Waifu had mentioned a couple of times before, because commons can swarm you so much easier, they set up for special infected ambushes likewise much easier, and the foliage on the outside is a bit more dense. So even though you hear something like a smoker in the distance, you don't know exactly where that's coming from or what to do about it. So in some cases, you kind of have to wait until the tongue is on you for you to start shooting in that area. And again, if you didn't have something like your AI companions to bail you out of that situation, running this solo would suck.
And we are going to run it solo because as soon as we finish with this little crescendo here, the bots are going to be slow again. So I'm going to have to switch to expert and kill them. Thankfully, the hard part of map 1 is this first section.
Oh yeah, we need to power like a crane.
Yeah, and fun fact, if you stand underneath the crane, you instantly die when it drops. Pretty cool.
Is that cool?
Pretty cool.
The blicky. What do you... Wow. It's a little rude. And that karma's going to be coming in quick.
Hopefully not.
Basically, because you have to spend so much time doing this event, bots actually have time to catch up to you. So you don't have to waste time killing them at the beginning. They can actually help you on this event, and then you can kill them afterwards.
Exactly.
A little interesting note about what just happened with that sudden acceleration. There is something about the way...
Oh my god!
Nailed it. You didn't even stress.
Face,
I
was not worried at all.
Yeah,
this map is not definitely really long, and that would have lost like 5 minutes. But no big deal. It's totally fine.
Oh dear, what was I on about?
Dude, at the bonfire, checkpoint.
The slope hops. If you're b-hopping on a slope, it gives you a lot more speed.
Oh yeah, you can bounce off the stuff. Yeah.
So the real thing that's really cool about this map is the finale. The finale is dumb hard. So normally you get one tank and then one horde, or one horde, one tank, one horde, and then one tank. But in this map, they decided that was way too easy, and that they were going to make it so that instead of on the second phase you get one tank, you actually get 2 tanks at once. And that is really, really scary.
And also you don't get a wave of commons, but you actually get a scavenge finale.
Yeah, it's actually a mix between the 2 different types of finales. It starts off with a holdout, and then you have to do a big old scavenge finale. And the horde does not stop coming when you start for the scavenge. Oh, I'm still an expert. That was that could have been bad.
Well,
There's not even a difference, man.
That's the same thing, dude. Come on.
A lot of love was clearly put into this little side campaign, and I think definitely there's something to be said for their acknowledgement that, you know, the old, by the standards of the time, finale sections had been kind of figured and routed out at the expert level, and they needed to come up with different ways to keep things interesting and keep things surprising. You know, I remember when you and I, or when I went through this casually with you, Waifu, when like 3 tanks showed up to keep us from the boat, that was fear.
Yeah, straight panic. Unfortunately, there is a thing on Last Stand. Last Stand also went back and fixed a lot of the god spots and stuff like that. So there isn't any like super cool tech for the finale here. except for I am playing on not the newest version of Last Stand, but the release version of Last Stand. And there is a trick that we can do here. I won't show it off here because it actually isn't faster, unfortunately. But you can, the spot where we jumped down earlier, if you jump down from the top floor, you avoid hitting the trigger to start the horde. And so when you get the gas can section, you can actually common boost back up there, and that will stop the horde from spawning. So you'll be able to pour the gas cans without worrying about any commons messing with you. And that's useful if you were going to do like an expert realism run of Last Stand, which, by the way, is the hardest run in this game for an individual campaign by a mile. I have only finished 2 of them ever, and it was about like 19 minutes long. And that's in comparison to the about 9 minutes long world record for Last Stand on any difficulty. It's just that much harder. It's actually insane. But you gotta be careful with the tanks here. We have the bots to help kill them. But
as Zoe found out.
Yeah, and she's lucky that it wasn't that way because she would have died.
Also, the
My
trick
internet
with
just
stopping the
rebooted.
horde from
I don't know what
spawning is used in co-op, but not for gas cans, but for the first horde. So you don't have to deal with the first horde at all. It saves about 20 seconds in
thank you.
co-op at least.
Got it.
It's unfortunately not useful in solo because it doesn't save that much time because of the bots.
I'm telling you, Cosmic, there is nothing like the sound of just
thank
breaking shins when you just fall off a roof in this game.
Excuse me, I got it.
Got it.
Yeah, so now it's a gas
made
can.
of pop rocks.
We gotta just collect all these gas cans from across the place. Since we're only playing on single player, did he just get shot? Oh my! Oh! Zoe! Oh my God! We are
You
playing
can't catch a break.
versus. Dude.
Yeah.
Close.
Who would have thought, man? I haven't gotten kicked yet, so I didn't think we were
I
playing
was already
versus.
writing it.
I'm in the server, buddy. Give me your money.
I think Zoe took a wrong airline.
Yeah. Dude,
Oh,
for
yeah.
real.
Yeah, nobody told me. Oh, I know.
Oh wow, that headshot.
See, that's what I'm saying. You got to respond to it.
Yeah, and the bots all went to save Zoe, so they're all down there so far away. That would have been really bad.
You can only find that on twitch.tv/waifu. Just letting you know right now.
That's me.
That's same. True gaming golem.
Also, I need to get another MVP for the bots. They saved Zoe.
Yeah, how did they do
barely.
that? How did she not die to that fall? Like, we out here breaking ankles, falling like 2 feet. She fell off a mountain. She's
Into a
Now
boulder.
she's perfectly fine.
Yeah, she's
Not
chilling.
80 health.
I'm telling you, man. Ibuprofen hit different.
Dude, apparently.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm actually meant to mention something earlier. I saw you hot swapping difficulties again. I thought that on some of the later patches you could only change like once per map for difficulties.
Yeah,
Is that different for
so-
this, or?
Yeah, so basically, in other patches of the game that aren't early versions, you're only allowed to vote once per map. This was changed for single player specifically in Last Stand. It's one of the quality of life updates that they added, basically specifically for speedrunners, so big ups to that.
Oh,
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
that's a good eye.
There was like basically no need for vote cooldown in single player. It really doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference. It's a pretty cool feature of this update.
All that
remember-
work.
There's basically like a couple of old versions in the middle that don't actually have infinite votes.
So they're slow to get to the boat, so Bill leaves them behind. It was all a ploy just to get to that boat. And that's time. That's the Last Stand. Just want to say real quick again, like, thank you so much for having me. That's like, this is, I really, really wanted to showcase this run, and I hope everyone enjoyed. If you guys did, definitely make sure to go follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/waifu. I'm also on like all other social media platforms as WaifuRuns. I make video essays on YouTube and stuff. I also do speedrun marathons every Friday, where I do a bunch of different games in a row, like Left 4 Dead, Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, and all that stuff. And so if you're interested in that, you can always come and hang out. I'm more than happy to teach people like how to help run the game, like what's going on, how to understand it. And especially if you want to learn to speedrun Left 4 Dead 2, the community is really awesome. Just join the Speedrun Discord. You can check it on speedrun.com/L4D2. It's a hard run to get into, but man, is it really fun once you get it going. And yeah, and thanks so much, you guys, for commentating with me. I really appreciate it. And thanks, Enigma, for being the best.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Thank you very much. Waifu, that was Left 4 Dead 2. What an amazing run. Amazing commentary. Everything about that was fantastic. Thank you very much. Now, I had a little bit of an internet issue that I was not aware about, that I was not aware of until too late. And I understood I got cut off on the number 1. Well, I have some good news for you. I have dug back into the archive, and I have found the 1. So we're going to read again. I have a $100 donation from Lady Riptor, who says, putting this towards the Left 4 Dead 2 Last Stand incentive for my dad, whom I lost in 2019. Left 4 Dead was his absolute favorite game, and I have so many memories of him shaking up the house by yelling, "Boomer!" when he played. Miss you every day, Dad, less than 3. Thank you, Lady Riptor. There was no way I was going to let that slip through the cracks. Thank you for the $100. Thank you very much.